This is a Global Original Podcast. This week I am speaking to you from what sounds like the cellar in a castle. I'm all echoey. Coming up, some Star Wars spoiler alerts, smart speakers strike back, a man loses his keys, this time it's not me, and a chap suggests I get on my bike. But first, after a brief reference to the, at that time, imminent arrival of Donald Trump to these shores, a regular caller launches a surprise attack. Boris Johnson is expected to minimise public appearances with Ancient Orange. That's what we're told. I read it on the internet, so it must be true. And the Tangerine Powder Puff president is set to arrive in London on Monday.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we haven't girded ourselves yet. He's coming in for the NATO summit. He's going to blow in, lobbing some distraction tweets out the window. He'll Photoshop his face on the body of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Affirmative.
Can you believe that thing? That thing that he put out this week? Sticking his head on Rocky and then just tweeting it out. You know, like an ordinary president would. He has lost his mind. He didn't have a lot to begin with. He tweeted... Can you imagine if any other person who runs a country had done that? We would have been sitting here aghast. Just our mouths dropped open in amazement. I mean, if Boris Johnson had just, without comment, tweeted his face on the body of what's his name? What's his name? Rocky. I bet my glamorous assistant knows. What's his name?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
The guy in Rocky.
I've never seen Rocky.
Well, no, I've never seen Rocky either, but I know who he is. Blimey, catch up. The kids today, eh? What a disappointment. Never seen it? Well, people have never seen Star Wars know that it's got, what's his name in it? Spoiler alert, he was his father. That's actually, you shouldn't say things like that, because there's always people who haven't seen it yet. It's coming up here on my board, Sylvester Stallone, Stilone. No, close. Can you imagine if Theresa May had photoshopped her head onto the body of... I was trying to come up with a supermodel's name, and all I could think of was Kate Moss. But she doesn't really have a body. It's more like a toothpick. But imagine if Theresa May had done that without comment, just tweeted it out. People would be sending a white van round. Here, Mrs. May, step into this jacket. James in Wolverhampton says, "Are you kidding me? I was planning for watching Star Wars for the first... I was planning watching Star Wars for the first time tomorrow, and now you've ruined it for me." Yeah. See, never assume that everybody has watched everything. Oh, and by the way, Bambi's mother gets shot. Oh, damn it, I've done it again. There's millions, hundreds of, if not billions of people who have not seen Star Wars yet. Okay, spoiler alert, the first one's really good. It's like a space film it's like a Western in space. And the second one's very, very good indeed. Because they got extra money because the first one was such a runaway hit. I mentioned this the other day. If you see the first one again now... Wait a minute. Have you seen Star Wars?
I love Star Wars.
See? Okay, so he's seen Star Wars but not Rocky. That's a good choice. If you had to choose one or the other... Message coming in. The new Star Wars show is brilliant. Show? What do you mean show? It's a theatre production now?
It's a live-action TV show, and it's basically a Western in the Star Wars universe. It's very good.
Well, what channel's it on?
Disney Plus. You know that Netflix version
I don't.
Of Disney?
Disney Plus.
They started their own Netflix thing.
Right, and do you have to buy it separately?
It's not available in the UK yet.
Oh, right. Well, that's great. I'm glad you told me. Well, how do you know when it's good then?
Because I may have watched
right, okay.
Even though it's not available.
You stole it?
No.
Yes, downloading it illegally. Guilty!
Maybe.
There's too many choices of television. First of all, there's too much television. I can't keep up. I spend most of my time watching things that I don't particularly want to watch to make room on my recording device for other things that I don't particularly want to watch. It's a full-time job. It's a good job I only do 2 days' work a week, otherwise I wouldn't be able to keep up. But there's just too much. There's too much Sky, and that doesn't even take into account what's on Netflix and Amazon and whatever it is that he just said, and all of the rest of the choices that are available. Please make it stop. It's like I'm being hosed down with television programmes. By the way, that War of the Worlds thing on the BBC is superb. Has anybody seen that? Is it just me? There's a lot of homegrown TV that's good, because Guilt, or Guilty, or whatever it was called, that Scottish thing that was just on, that was really good. And I was expecting the worst when War of the Worlds came on, because how many times do you need to see War of the Worlds? You've got the original one, which is really good, and you've got the Tom Cruise one, which is also really good, and you've got it is also available in book form. Where is it? Where is it? How can I not remember where it is? It's one I use all the time. Everything must come to a halt. Hang on. Oh, there it is.
Boring.
Book form.
Boring.
You'd think I'd be able to remember where that is. It's right in the middle of the blooming screen. Right under my nose. But then I'm the kind of person that opens a fridge door, and if I'm looking for something in particular, I can't find it in a fridge. We don't have a big fridge. It's very, very small. I just can't find anything, even if I'm looking at it. I think that's a male thing. I'm a very masculine person. I'm right, though. There's too much TV, and there's too many. It would be okay if you could just choose whatever you want to watch by paying one organisation one amount of money. But there's about 50 different choices, all of whom want your cash. I ain't got that much cash. So I'll just have to suffer. But you know me, I never complain.
Stop whining.
Paul texts, do you ever get tired of insulting the US president? You would be glad to see American soldiers on the streets of London if we had a invasion. Here you are one sigh. Yes, Paul, you do sound like a fan of the President of the United States of America. If that's what you were going for, then I think you nailed it.
I love the poorly educated.
Anne texts, can we please talk about squirrels and not Brexit? Absolutely, Anne. I think I've said a lot about squirrels on this show in the past. Mostly along the lines of all the grey ones should be dealt with to death. Let's bring the orange ones back. I like those the best. They're so cute and cuddly and tasty. Jay says, how come I can't listen to LBC Radio, Nick Abbott, on my Google Home Mini anymore? It's saying this service is not in my country. I live in Greenford. Maybe it thinks you live in Greenland. Huh. Well, have you tried switching it off and on again? Because that usually works. Hey, Google. Huh? My phone just burst into life at that phrase.
Say, open phone app.
Oh, shut up.
You can ask
I'm doing a show here. I've turned you off. And that's overridden my phone's make no noise settings. That's alarming. Because, you know, I am a trained professional.
Affirmative.
And I turn my phone off. Well, I don't turn it off. I make sure it doesn't make a noise. And Google overrode that instruction. Wow. Alexa, say, hey, Google. I'm sorry, I can't. I have no idea how to do that right now. Sure you don't. Liar. Steve Allen talks to Siri quite a lot on air. Does he?
Yeah, he does. Pretty much most mornings.
Well, what does he ask it?
The weather.
The weather. Right. Just look out the window, Steve. Billericay. Hello, Peter.
Hi, how you doing, Nick?
Good, thanks.
Good. I was in Boston recently, and I was reminded of your programme with the sound effects.
Boston?
The pedestrian crossing there, with their traffic light controlled. When you press the button to cross, they go, wait. This suited guy, who was obviously on his way as a moneymaker to his work in a stock exchange somewhere, he kept pressing the button because he wasn't patient enough to wait for it, so it just kept going, wait. I meant to record it for you, and I forgot. So you need to ask somebody, if there's anybody who listens to this who goes to Boston, press that button and record it and send it back to you, because it sounds just like the guy who says no.
And to be clear, that's Boston in America.
Boston in America as opposed to Boston, Lincolnshire.
Yes. Huh.
maybe.
Well, that would be good. I would like that. If somebody can get me a weight, I will use it on the show frequently.
Correct.
Excellent.
Thanks.
And I'll have the copyright on that.
Yeah, all right.
Mate.
I'll put the cash in the post in coins. Thanks, Peter. Catherine in Brentford says, "Hello, I have never listened to you before." Uh-oh. Where's this going to go? Probably rapidly down from this moment on. Well, let's find out. Catherine in Brentford says, "Hello, I have never listened to you before. I only listen to Steve Allen in the mornings. I've just turned you on 10 minutes ago. You are funny." I am not. And what funny noises you have there. Noises? What noises? Let's have Hammersmith. Ali. Or, in fact, Sophia in Bloomsbury. Now, wait a minute. How come it says Hammersmith Ali? And I thought, I'll take that person, because what could possibly go wrong? And then when I click it, it turns to, it's Sophia in Bloomsbury. Oh, no. I feel like I've been sideswiped, Sophia.
Hi, Nick. I hope you are well.
Yes, well, I was.
Actually, I have read War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
And I think I saw the film once. It's very, very good.
Yeah.
Actually, I called my washing machine Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, at least I do use it very frequently.
Your washing machine?
Yeah, sorry.
You call it Cristiano?
Yes, I do.
You named your...
Washing machine Cristiano.
Right, you give names to white goods.
All sorts of things I like to do.
Well, what's your dishwasher called?
I don't have one. Just a rack. I would much appreciate having one.
Well, what's your dish sponge called?
I don't give them names.
Oh, and only things
have
that
plenty of them.
Get plugged into the wall are it would be appropriate to give a name. I see. How about your hairdryer?
I don't give that a name, but I use it every day.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what other implements and appliances do you give names to?
I'm not that materialistic that I have too many implements.
Yeah.
I just use the basic facilities.
Right.
But
well, think about getting yourself a hairdryer, because you wouldn't want to walk out into the street.
I have one. I have got a hairdryer.
Well,
yes.
then you just lied to me. You just said you didn't have a hairdryer.
No, I didn't have a washing up machine. I said I had a hairdryer.
Oh, you got a hairdryer, right?
Every day.
Yes.
Anyway, I've taken to betting on the horses because I've found out that Frisk, the dog, is doing very well. But
who?
My dog Frisk is doing very well, but not Bismarck. So
Who's Bismarck?
The other dog that they bring around.
Ah, right. They?
Yes.
They bring around a dog?
Yes.
Who brings around a dog?
I told you before, these friends of mine...
I don't listen to this show.
No, they do. Oh, yeah, I saw the show on the iPhone, and you and everything else when they wrote it.
Which show?
This one.
You saw this show on an iPhone?
Well, details about it anyway. It's a while ago now. But they showed me that before they went off. And
you
anyway...
need an A to Z to figure out where we're going and where we've just been.
We have.
By the way, the A to Z companies, are they even still existing anymore? The people that used to print maps for people to figure out where they're going. They're yeah. If I
did have one. I did have a book.
Well, yeah, I've got one, but I haven't looked at it in years. I bet no one has.
No, that's right. So I couldn't say, but we did do car boot sales.
We?
Yeah, a flatmate I had at the time who's really good at horses, and I was so pleased when I picked the winner in the horse today.
Yes, pure luck. Even people who claim to be experts are only basing their selections on luck.
No.
Yes.
If I walk along the street from a distance away and there's a horse race on, I can pick it. So it's just something.
Which street would you walk along and there's a horse race in the distance?
Cromer Street.
Which one?
Cromer Street. Cromer.
Where's that?
In Bloomsbury.
There's a horse race at the end of a street in Bloomsbury?
Yeah, there were horse races in there. It's going to be on the television. And I can anticipate the winner from that far away. Just lucky with it. Anyway, in Cromer Street, they did ask me, my friends, Jayesh and Dipash and Krishna Patel.
Yeah, you don't want to listen to them.
Well, I did play in front of their convenience store.
Play what?
Music.
What kind of music? Did it sound like this? Can you dance for me?
I do a lot of folk music. I had a big jumbo guitar. But
folk music.
Boring.
That sounds lovely.
It's lovely.
Yeah, sure it is.
And then a lady came and sang us opera. She's very good. I was sitting there, and she looked around, and she looked at me, and she said, "She looks so pretty."
Who does?
The lady, her name is Jenny. She's gone off to Vietnam now, for some reason. Not Saigon, but Hanoi.
Gone to Nam, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
it's the very place.
That folk music that you play, does it sound like this? By any chance?
No, it goes, the wild mountain time. We climbed the mountain.
Oh, no, we've run out of time on that call. Just when she was starting to sing. Gosh, I hate it when that happens. I can't believe that. I thought I was going to speak to a bloke called Ali in Hammersmith, and that's what I clicked, and it magically appeared that it was, in fact, Sophia in Bloomsbury. I think I'll call that a sneak attack. Coming up, Elton John, Joe Pesci, and I have to correct my glamorous assistant. Terry in Barking says, I'm not saying that Johnson is a compulsive liar, but even Darth Vader admitted how many kids he had. Did he, though? I don't think he did, because there was the issue about, and the spoiler alert.
Warning, warning.
There was the issue about the girl. Did Darth Vader admit to having a female child? I don't know if he did. Let's have Hammersmith, Ali. And again, it's not Hammersmith and Ali, it's Louise in Fife. What's happening?
Oh, I don't know. I don't. If you don't know, I don't know.
Right.
Your show.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Donald Trump actually loves wind, doesn't he? He mentions he knows a lot about wind.
Well, yes. Well, as would anybody who eats his diet.
I know a lot about wind. I know a lot about wind.
Yeah.
We'd like to give him a different experience, one that he may not have had. He also likes cinema, doesn't he? So I thought about putting him on the yellow brick road, getting a tornado and whipping him off somewhere else, where he can't do any damage. So that would be a new experience for him.
Yeah. Well, you give him a pair of running shoes and just point him in any direction.
Exercising is fun and it's nice.
Yeah, what do you know, Donny? Exercising is fun. He's never exercised in his life. I bet he takes a golf cart to the bathroom and back.
Oh, great show. Nick, I'm laughing all the time. It's funny. Funny. Good show.
The Yellow Brick Road. Elton John has been desperately plugging his book, his memoirs, which is called Me. I'm sorry if this sounds selfish, darling, but it's me. Absolutely fabulous. And I was looking in the book lists. They do the best-selling book lists. And he has not got to number one with that book. I bet it's absolutely eating him up inside. I bet he's just absolutely furious, stamping his little bejeweled feet. He is, I bet, because somebody who does comedy stories about what it's like to be a doctor is number one, and Elton John was number two, and not with a bullet either. He's falling down the list. I bet he's absolutely fit to burst.
He will be stamping his little precious feet.
He will,
yeah. He will be. Good show anyway, Nick. I'll get off now.
Okay, thanks a lot, Louise. Ta-ta, 0345 6060 973. Darth Vader did know about his daughter at the end, says that message. Now, is it the end of the first, but at the end of all 9, or the end of the first one, or the initial first 3? It's very complicated. Because the initial 1 was episode 4, of course. Any fool know that. Where's your mic? Where are you? Oh, there you are. So...
End of Return of the
Oh, the
Jedi.
end of number 6, right. Right, the end of number 6. That's the one in which the Rebel Alliance was defeated. Or not. I'm not saying either way. Anonymous text, my Siri activates anytime someone on the news mentions Syria. I demand that Syria change its name to stop this from annoying me. Well, that's a reasonable request. Why don't you pop over there and ask them face to face? I double dare you. They're reasonable people. I'm sure they'd be very pleased to change their name. I mean, that Bashar, he seems like a very nice chap. I bet he's on first name terms with the you-know-who, the Screaming Mimi.
Oh, shut up!
Peas in a pod. This says, by the way, I take it you haven't been locking yourself out and climbing the scaffolding again. Your previous week's antics were amusing. Amusing? Oh, really? I amuse you. I'm here to amuse you. I make you laugh. What a treat have you in... What have you got in store for today? Well, no, I haven't locked myself out. Yet. Again. I still can't believe that. I shouted at myself so much, which wasn't helping. I walked out and locked myself out, which I don't think I've ever done before. It seems like a design fault in a door that shuts behind you, and you can't get back in if there's a key in the other side. Why can't you get back in if there's a key in the other side? It's my blooming house, my blooming key. Some numpty designed it so that you couldn't do it. So if you mistakenly left a key in, even if you took a key out with you, you still can't get back into your own blooming house. I did think I was going to be, as I was precariously teetering at the top of the scaffolding, which is around my house at the moment, picking a window that I liked the least to try to smash it open with a piece of metal that I had in my hand, which, by the way, if you didn't hear it last week, you can't do. It is impossible. It cannot be done. I'm amazed how difficult it is to break glass. I thought it would be just shattering quite easily, but apparently not, like blooming Fort Knox. But I did think I was going to be one of those "and finally" stories on the news. And finally, a stupid moron died trying to break into his own house. That I make you laugh, you know, I amuse you. I wonder if scriptwriters know when they write things like that it's going to take off and become, and a particular line is going to be a hit. Like, I'll be back. It's 3 words. Okay, 4 with an apostrophe. But it's one of the most famous phrases in the English language. I'll be back. Somebody wrote that down, and did they just write it and then just carry on with the next line, or did they write that down and think, that's going to really be something? Or, we'll need a bigger boat. I mean, it's a perfectly ordinary line, but you hear it, there's barely a week goes by that somebody doesn't say something of that ilk. Or, I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Stuff like that. I wonder if people who write scripts understand when they're writing it that this is going to be really something. You know, like Pink Floyd, when they finished Dark Side of the Moon. I think, well, I've seen a documentary about it, and they stood back and thought, yeah, you know what? This is actually a really great piece of work. Groovy. So artists do. I'm sure Picasso, every time he did a doodle, thought, wow, look at me. But I wonder if it's the same with the people who write scripts and film.
Right, so what are we doing?
Given we're doing texts and emails and such, Mark tweets, you just set off my Google Home Mini system when you said, hey Google, on the wireless. Done it again. I do apologise about that whole hey Google thing. Christ texts. Really? Maybe Chris. Let's assume it's not Christ. Because if he ever did come back to life, did ever come back to walk among us, I'm sure that texting me wouldn't be at the top of his to-do list. Nick Abbot drives his own desk, says Chris. It's more reliable than his car. Well, that is a good point. It is more reliable than my car because my car has now developed what may be a terminal disease. I took it to the garage, and the garage guy sucked his teeth and started shaking his head and goes, tricky. He thinks that it might be too expensive to repair it, considering how much the car's worth, which is 0. So if it's more than a couple of £100, he says, and he thinks it might be thousands. There's an ABS warning light on the dashboard.
Warning, warning.
Which is something to do with brakes. I don't know that brakes are very important on a car. I think going is more important than stopping. But it's, a brake problem. I've got no idea. He says it might be a lot. Didn't actually put a number on it, but a lot is what he said. And if it's a lot, then there won't be any point in doing it because it's like 20 years old. There's going to be something that breaks on it again. So I'm going to either have to get the bus or buy another blooming car. Which will be 3 cars, 2 of which don't work. I mean, I assume that when I buy another car to replace the one that doesn't work, and instead of the one that I bought because my car doesn't work, which didn't work, the instant I bought it, it didn't work. I bought a car to replace my car that broke down. And the car that I bought to replace the broken car was broken. It's still broken. It's sitting under a bag on my drive. And I'm absolutely certain that if I buy another car to replace the car that I bought to replace the car that broke, which broke, it'll break. Not that I'm complaining.
Whinging and whining and moaning.
Caroline says, love the idea of naming appliances. I name my houseplants. Really?
Want to score some pot?
How about your pot plants? Here's a call in Hammersmith. Ali. Again. And it's not Ali in Hammersmith. It's Lawrence in Woodford Green. What is this? It's like I'm being duped. Frequently. All right then, Lawrence.
Hello, Nick.
Can I call you Ali?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Yes, Ali.
Wonderful show. Have you ever thought about buying a horse instead of a car?
Horse? No, it would break down.
Bicycle.
A bicycle? Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
I think you look great on a.
I would look fantastic on the back of a bike. Yeah, on a bicycle made for 2.
Just to let you know that Darth Vader, he found out that he had a daughter in Return of the Jedi.
Well, don't tell us.
I'm sorry. It was one of the lovely cuddly Ewoks that
He found out he had a daughter in Return of the Jedi. Well, how could he not have known? He's a bad father.
Spoiling it about a bit.
You know, other than being a bad father, he was an excellent human being. You know, a lovely person. Oh, you out of material? Fresh out. All right, nice to talk to you, Ali. He went all silent. He forgot that I'm calling him Ali. Oh, well. Maybe he was going to say something else. We'll never know. And we'll just have to live with that. Can you live with it?
Yes.
Simon in Windsor says, a bit of controversial advice for that lady who can't get LBC on her device. Go buy a radio! In capital letters, like he's shouting at you. I mean, that's tantamount to calling you an idiot. I'm not stupid. It's a bit of controversial advice for that lady who can't get LBC on her device. Go buy a radio. It won't spy on you and give you irrelevant info, but it will get LBC. Also, if she can't get you on her device, how will she get to hear the answer to her question? I blame Brexit. That's right. That's very suspicious. If she can't get me on the radio, then she can't hear me. I mean, on her device, her stupid speaker. Then how can she? Yeah, that's very curious. And maybe she was asked. She texted me, waiting for a personal response, which will never come. Let's have. By the way, I'm a very bad social media person because I don't read messages. So if you've messaged me on social media, I haven't read it. Don't get all upset that I'm ignoring you. It's not that I'm ignoring you. I'm just not reading your messages. And that goes for emails as well. If you email me and I read the email on the air, I've read it. If I don't read the email on the air, I haven't read it. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just not reading or listening to you in any way, shape or form. There's a subtle difference. Coming up, you think you've got problems. Wait till you hear this chap's story. Wilson in Croydon. Wilson.
Hi, Nick. Is this program dedicated to me? I don't know.
What do you mean?
I broke down. I left my keys in a car, and now I sent you an email and you didn't read it, so that means you didn't.
Wow, it's like we're twinned at the hip, Wilson. We may actually be the same person.
But I said it. Could I say the number of the car I left my keys in the cabin?
You left your car keys because your car broke down and you took a cab.
Yes.
And then you left your car keys in the cab.
In the cab.
Wow. Talk about, I'm amazed you're so, you're so well disposed. You seem happy. Has this just happened, or is this an historical incident?
No, it's just happened last night.
It's just happened, right. So your car broke down, so you waved a cab down, and then you left your car keys in that cab.
In the cab.
Wow.
Yes. I'm at the bottom. There's no place to go, so I'm just trying to shoot myself.
Yeah, that's right. The only way is up. Okay,
yeah,
well...
Can I say the number of the cab?
One moment, please. Let me just check with my glamorous assistant. Can he name the number of the cab?
Can I name the number of what?
See, he's not even listening. Oh, my God, it's worse than I thought. The only person who's working on this show, I mean, every other show gets like 6, 7 people working on it. Steve Allen has so many people working on his show. It's like a cloud of flies surrounding him. He has assistants here, there, and everywhere, baby. Every point of the compass he looks, there's somebody there to help him out. I got one person, he's not even listening to this show. I don't know if you can say the name of the cab, Wilson. Can't you call the cab up and tell them?
It's such a sad situation.
Or you left your phone in the cab as well.
Oh, don't talk about phone. Last night, my car broke down, left my key in the cab, my phone battery died, and last night was...
And when you got home, your flat was on fire.
Oh, no. Oh, I wish that didn't happen. No, that didn't happen. No, that would make it really bad. Yeah, but Nick, seriously speaking, could I say the tag of the cab? Because
no, I don't think so. Wouldn't it be a better idea to call the cab directly?
No, I don't have a number, and the hardest thing is trying to find stuff that's left in a black cab.
Right.
There's no way of finding stuff that's left in a black cab.
All right, hang on a minute, and I'll check. Maybe he's listening now. After telling off, I've told him off. Now he's paying full attention. Can he name the number of a cab that he left his keys in?
I wouldn't dare.
Is that a no?
No.
That's a no. Well, it gets worse, Wilson. So apparently it's a no.
Yeah.
Just call them.
If the driver's listening,
yeah.
He picked me up last night at the BP petrol station on Mitcham Lane.
Right.
And took me to New Addington. If he's listening, could he leave my keys at the BP petrol station or the Croydon post office? I'm desperate for my keys.
Don't you want him to leave your keys at your flat or house?
No, he didn't. I don't think he would find my door number.
Right.
Because I got off the vehicle before it really got up to my...
Okay, so leave them at the BP petrol station.
On Mitcham Road.
On Mitcham Road.
Or the Croydon police station.
Yeah,
and,
or the post office. Or maybe just drop them in the street and they'll find their way back.
Yeah, something, because all my keys...
no, what a nightmare.
Every door that I go through...
Well, okay, so at the BP station on the Mitcham High Street, leave your keys if he picked you up and this was last night?
Yes, at about 9 o'clock.
Okay, if it works out, let me know.
Oh, I would definitely.
All right. Okay, well, best of luck. Thanks a lot, Wilson. There you are. There's always somebody who's worse off than you. His car broke down and his phone ran out of juice. He left his keys in the cab. And he seems to be okay with it. That is an excellent positive attitude. And that's it. If you want to hear the next episode, then you'll just have to...
Wait.
Don't forget the podcast I do with Carol McGiffin. It's called What's Your Problem with Nick and Carol, in which the very funny Carol McGiffin and I set about solving your problems. If you'd like us to solve your problem, then you must email whatever it is to nickandcarol@global.com. nickandcarol@global.com, and Carol McGiffin and I will try to sort your problem. And the name of the podcast, What's Your Problem with Nick and Carol, which you can get wherever you got this. And if you subscribe to this podcast, the next episode will get squirted up your life as though by magic on Mondays. And I'll be back on the radio Friday and Saturday night at 10. And until then, I'll be seeing you.
Bye-bye.